Good Monday morning after Christmas. Actually, and I know it's a week before Christmas. This is Saturday morning. This is my Saturday morning jaunt. Trying to get ahead of these videos. Anyway, it's actually the 20 it's today is the 18th, okay? However, the video is for the 27th, the Monday after Christmas, okay? Excuse me, the 27th. I was hoping it was the 26th, okay? And that's the feast of Stephen Martyr, the proto-martyr. But the lesson is you're going to see something this week, okay? The church no sooner celebrates the birth of Christ, which is the 25th, and she immediately takes us into martyrdom. Now, that would have been yesterday, the 26th Stephen Martyr. You see? She doesn't let you go very long. The birth of Christ is the propedeutic to Good Friday. It sets up Good Friday. The church never lets us forget that redemption doesn't come from his birth, but from his death. That's extremely important. Christianity is not a feel-good religion. It's not a feel-good religion. It's not schmaltz. It's heroic. It's a heroic religion. Christianity is a heroic religion because self-sacrifice lays at the very core of it. He who saves his life will lose it. He who loses his life for the sake of the gospel, for my sake, will find it. It's a contradiction to a superficial humanism, a humanism simply of this world, which is condemned by death itself. Christ offers us a humanism, a vision of humanity inclusive within his own humanity, but it's a self-sacrificial humanity. The culmination of Christian humanism is Christ on the cross. And the participation of that is through martyrdom. That's why the martyrs are the highest ranking all over the church. Not the popes, the martyrs. The church doesn't let you forget that. She throws you St. Stephen right away. And what's the feast on the 27th? St. John. St. John. The writings of St. John. You cannot take that back. And what does he show you on the cross of Christ? Triumph. Triumph. John is a religious genius. I use that language. I don't think St. Paul is. St. Paul is a religious theologian of the first order. Almost a pure theologian, a fabulous theologian, okay? He is the quintessential theologian. He unpacks the mystery. But John poeticizes it through pictorial art and words. He gives you an image so that you can contemplate the rest of your life on the suffering of Christ on the cross as he gives birth to reality in the church. The reality of the church, reality itself. The new universe is born on the cross of Christ. That's St. John. That's religious genius, you see. I'm not taking anything away St. Paul. My faith depends profoundly on the writings of St. Paul. I mean it. I'm not taking anything away from him. My conversion away from a superficial legalism that I was raised in, not in my home, but in the church. That kind of really canonicalism, law-abiding, fear of hell, and all that. I was radically transformed by St. Paul, the writings of St. Paul, in my formative periods in the order. You can't contemplate the love of Christ on the cross and still think of the canon law. It's hard to do it. In fact, it's blasphemy to do it, to be honest about it. When you make law triumph over Christ, you have sold out. You sold out the gospel. And I'm afraid, those pious 50s, that's all they were. That's why it fell apart like a house of cards. They were superficial. It was a religion of terror, the fear of hell. God, we had more mortal sins than you could count. Where was the love of Christ? Where was St. John? Where's his magnificent portraiture of Christ dying for us out of love and commissioning his mother to guide us to be the mother of the church, you see? And John standing there. What a portraiture. Not of fear, not of condemnation, but the intimacy of love itself. Huh? I give you this command, love one another as I have loved you. That's from John. See, self-sacrificial love. Huh? And it shows up in the day before, as it were, liturgically, in Stephen Martyr. He actually iterates the same words of Christ as he's dying. Into your hands I commend my spirit, you see. And the martyrs, they relive, and as in their death, in the throes of their death, they relive the passion of Christ. And we do it in how we live our lives. Do we live them in a Christian manner or in a superficial humanistic manner? Often not even very good humanism. I have great respect for secular humanism. Sometimes it's sure a hell of a lot better than some of the pious Christianity that you see. Escapism from the reality of life. Christianity is not a form of escapism. It's not. It's a commitment to life itself and its fullness. Right? Sometimes I have to say, I appreciate more my agnostic and atheistic friends for the realism with which they attack and look at life. They are not looking for an escape clause. But Christianity is not an escape from life. It's a vision of the fullness of life and our commitment to live it fully and self-sacrificially. Right? Yeah. He who saves his life will lose it, but he who loses his life for my sake will find it. He's not just talking about paradise, though he is, but he's also talking about real love. You want to see a dead marriage, watch it where there is no self-sacrifice, where it's all, what's in it for me? When you ask the question, what's in it for me? You're already dead. We just haven't figured out when the funeral's going to be. I have to say, in the 50 years I've been in ministry, you want to see dead relationships, watch and see what they ask of each other. What's in it for me? You know it's dead. I think of Christmas in this way. Do you give gifts out of obligation or out of the attempt to express the inexpressible, the intimacy of love itself? Are they the gifts sacraments of love, or are they fulfillment of obligation? I don't know what to get her this year. She's got everything, you know what I mean? I always like to make fun of myself when I talk like that. I'm making fun of my cultural background, the language of the street, not the heart, the street, you see? Or do you think, yeah, what can I get her? Or what can I get him? You know what I feel bad about when a gift is given, when a gift is received, and let's say a shirt, a wife gives her husband a shirt, and he said, what's the wrong color? I'm going to get another color. You know what? Wear the freaking shirt, okay? It's a gift from her heart. Don't worry about the goddamn color. Excuse my French. Okay? Come on. See past utility into intimacy. Christ on the cross is intimate to his family on earth, to his mother and his John, the women, the world. Come on. Come on. Don't see Christmas as an obligation. See it as an opportunity to be intimate to the beloved by the sacraments of the gift that symbolize and sacramentalize the heart of a lover. Right? You know what the hardest thing for me in life was? I tell you the truth. When I was in student life in the Passionist, I'm a Passionist, okay? You can see I'm wearing my habit, okay? During the years between the whole period of the 60s, because I was stationed in New York, and you have to live in New York during this time of year. And I'm talking now pre-Christmas. Wow. You want excitement? Wow. Walk Fifth Avenue or Madison and any of those. Oh, my God. Just teeming with life, people carrying packages. They're just exciting. They were giving gifts. They were buying gifts for someone else. I had no one to buy a gift for. That was the most empty feelings of my life, I have to say. I had no one to give a gift. I couldn't even give a gift to my own family. I didn't have a dime to my name, okay, because of the order. Okay, and accept the vow of poverty and all that stuff, okay? But what a hollow emptiness that was. I'm grateful. By providence and the blessing of the order, I have a lot of gifts that I give, and I give from my heart. And it's the truth. I'm grateful. I'm grateful to divine providence, the Passionists, for giving me the life that I have been given. A marvelous life, a privileged life, a blessed life. I'm eternally grateful for one of the greatest gifts of all are the people in my life that now I have who are intimate to my life and for whom Christmas is an opportunity to say, I love you. And I give you gifts from my heart. From my heart. Now, I have no obligation to anybody. I give it from my heart. I'm so grateful.